Yo, what is happening, guys? S4J about to hit you guys with some UU real quick, man. Yo, 2 years is a long ass wait for a new video, man. I'm sorry that you guys have to wait 2 years for me to post another battle, but here we are. UU, let's get it popping. So my opponent's gonna start things off with the Mew, right? Make that immediate switch out into Roserade as I kind of do the same thing after inflicting a Dark Pulse on it. I was like, yo, I'm sick of Mew. I don't even know what kind of Mew it is. I mean, who the hell does, really? I mean, it's not like you could like look at a team preview and figure out, oh, okay, that Mew happens to be choice spec. No, you just can't do that. You know, so I'm just gonna go straight for the kill, but unfortunately he switches out into Roserade, sets up the toxic spikes as I switch out into my Roserade on my own, and I do the same thing. And it's like, hey, why the hell would you do that? I mean, he could later on come in and switch in, and then afterwards switch right back out into his Roserade to dissipate the toxic spikes. Actually, both of us can do that. What I'm gonna actually do is take advantage of him having the toxic spikes, switch into Alexander being that has a magic card. I don't want him necessarily to put anything on my party to sleep, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do that, and then he's gonna double switch out into his Blastoise after switching out into his Mew, wasting his Lumberry in my opinion. I'm just gonna set up a substitute just to probably just try to figure out what kind of Mew it is, you know, but unfortunately he switches out into that Blastoise. He has the Earthquake, which is odd, you know, and my Alakazam's thing fades actually, so I mean it's not like Blastoise has any magic card or anything like that. A secondary Psychic would finish it off from Life Orb Alakazam, so yeah, crit didn't necessarily even matter there. So I get to finish off one of my Pokemon. He has no choice now but to switch to his Roserade to you know, to dissipate the, what is it called? To dissipate the toxic spikes, and then afterwards switch out. I didn't know what he would necessarily switch out into, hence why I went for the substitute as opposed to go for the Psychic. And he goes out into the Mew, right? Mew does Psychic of his own. I think he's obviously gonna break the substitute. But the purpose of substitute is like to get a 2 hits instead of 1 free hit on a potential switch. And being that Alakazam is a big threat, man. Like you guys already know. So Mew bites the dust, right? In comes Crobat. Knowing full well that Crobat happens to be faster than Alakazam, I'm gonna switch right into my Rotom Microwave. He's gonna go for the Venoshock, right? And that's smart, being that my Alakazam was poisoned, but unfortunately Rotom has Levitate and it's not gonna get poisoned anytime soon. So I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch, go right back out into Alakazam. I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. He happens to have the Crobat, which is poison, which is weak against Psychic, so it's not like he could switch that back in. So, you know, I can later on switch in. I haven't later on switched into my Roserade yet, as I still do have Toxic Spikes on my side of the field, but that's not really a problem. I mean, all of his guys can't touch the ground, you know what I'm saying? That's why you have to switch back out into Roserade and then afterwards switch around. But, you know, my guys don't necessarily really touch the ground, so I'm not even worried about Toxic Spikes. And in the case that I could just go into Roserade. I don't have to waste anything like that. So he's gonna he's locked onto I think he was locked onto a fire move. Predicted switch out into Rhyperior, which is nice for me actually, because I was like, okay, you might predict me to go for the Vault Switch and probably get up for +1 or something like that. It's the perfect time for me to get off the switch into Roserade, dissipating Toxic Spikes on my side of the field, as well as giving him immediate threat. He goes to the Rock Polish, as opposed to going for, like, you know, something like Swords Dance or anything like that. Roserade unfortunately bites the dust. Holy shit! So in comes Machamp. Like, I'm literally scared, man. Like, this guy already has the Rock Polish, things like that. Life Orb, Adamant, taking me down, except not, son. Yeah. What you thought this was? I got 4 arms, man. My name is Machamp. Seriously. So, bites the dust, and that thing dies. Seriously. So, in comes the Victini. And I have no further use for the Machamp. So I'm like, okay, just see what he locks himself into. And, you know, Machamp, you know, you already did your part. Thank you very much, buddy. So I'm just going to switch into the Porygon Z, right? I forget what else he has. Unfortunately, my special attack doesn't increase. I was like, dang, I wish my special attack increased, so I could probably 2-hit KO and feel comfortable doing the Tri Attack. I wanted to get off Dark Pulse again for the Victini. Kind of hesitant to pull out those moves. With the absence of Rhyperior, he can't block me doing the Vault Switch, which is what I'm gonna do. And I flinched because I'm apparently scared of bats, so whatever like that, whatever corny joke you want to say, shit. But yeah, Rotom Microwave or Rotom Heat. Okay, that's what I was trying to. I'm like, what kind of form is this? Rotom Heat. It's obviously right there. It's red, right? So I'm just gonna be able to finish off the Crobat. In comes the Donphan. Knowing full well that I do have the sturdy access to sturdy. I know Victini's not gonna one-shot me, and you know I could retaliate back. Even if this thing does happen to be like a random focus sash, I could, you know, 1-2 shot it with Earthquake and then Ice Shard. But obviously, who the hell puts Focus Sash on Victini? So that was definitely a great game. Viewers, do not forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and I definitely had a lot of fun. Peace. What you doing?